He chose them. For the first time in 6 years, the crime lord chose love over power. But 1 hour in a park can't erase an empire of enemies, or a wife who just discovered his secret family. Now, as Min-seok stands at the gates of fatherhood, he abandoned. 3 questions burn. Can Amara ever trust him again? Will his children accept the stranger who shares their eyes? And when his 2 worlds collide, because they always do, who will he sacrifice this time? Don't forget to subscribe and help me reach 1,000 subscribers as we continue this journey. Morning came too fast and too slow. Min-seok hadn't slept. Had spent the night on the villa balcony, rehearsing conversations with 5-year-olds he'd never met. What do you say to children who are your blood but strangers? How do you compress 6 years of absence into 1 hour of presence? There was no script for this. No strategy that covered meeting your own children for the first time when they were already whole people without you. Yuna found him at dawn, still wearing yesterday's clothes, staring at nothing. You look terrible, she observed. I feel worse. She sat beside him. Surprising. They'd maintained careful distance since his confession about Amara and the triplets. Professional courtesy between 2 people whose marriage was a contract, not a romance. What time? She asked. 10. The park near her hotel. And after? I don't know. Yuna nodded slowly. My father called last night, asking how the honeymoon was going. I told him it was perfect. She paused. He'd destroy you if he knew the truth. Destroy them too, probably. Loose ends are dangerous in our world. Ice flooded Min-seok's veins. Is that a threat? It's a reminder. Her voice held no malice, just fact. You're playing with fire. Your empire. My family's alliance. Your new wife who's been remarkably understanding. All of it could burn if you're not careful. Then I'll be careful. Will you? She met his eyes. Because careful would be walking away. Sending money anonymously. Ensuring they're provided for without disrupting everyone's lives. What you're doing. Meeting them? That's not careful. That's desperate. She was right. He was desperate. Desperate to hear his daughter laugh up close. Desperate to know if his sons had his laugh or Amara's. Desperate to prove to himself that he was more than the empire his father built. That some part of him was still human. I have to try, he said simply. Yuna stood, smoothed her dress. Then try. But Min-seok, don't make promises you can't keep. Not to her. Not to them. Children remember broken promises forever. She left him with sunrise and terror. The park was small, local. The kind of place where neighborhood kids played while parents watched from benches, drinking coffee and pretending life was simple. Min-seok arrived early. Wore jeans and a simple shirt. Had agonized over the choice. Suit felt too formal, too crime lord. Casual felt like he was trying too hard. Eventually, he just grabbed whatever made him look least like someone who ordered executions before breakfast. He sat on a bench, waited, watched families that looked easy, natural, like they'd never had to learn each other from scratch. Then he saw them. Amara appeared first, holding Yara's hand. The little girl skipped beside her mother, pigtails bouncing, talking about something with the enthusiasm only 5-year-olds possess. Behind them, Minho and Jae walked together, Minho serious and observant, Jae animated and bright. His children. Real. Close. About to know he existed. Amara's eyes found his across the park. She said something to the kids. They looked. Minho's expression shuddered immediately, protective, wary, reading danger the way Min-seok had learned to read it at an age when he should have been playing. Jae tilted his head, curious. Yara just smiled. Open. Trusting. Unaware that the stranger on the bench was about to complicate her entire world. They approached. Min-seok stood, sat back down, stood again. Realized he was terrified of 3 small humans who barely reached his waist. Kids, Amara said gently. This is someone I knew a long time ago. His name is Min-seok. Not your father. Not yet. Maybe never. Hi, Yara said immediately, fearless. I'm Yara. That's Minho, and that's Jay. Jay talks a lot, and Minho doesn't talk much, and I'm in the middle. Despite everything, Min-seok smiled. Nice to meet you, Yara. You have sad eyes, she observed with brutal 5-year-old honesty. Like when Mama looks at old pictures. Amara's breath caught. Min-seok crouched down, eye level with his daughter. Yeah, sometimes I get sad. Why? Because I missed a lot of things I shouldn't have missed. Yara processed this with the seriousness of someone who didn't yet understand subtext. Like what? Like meeting you. She considered this. Then devastatingly, you can meet me now. I'm right here. Simple. Pure. The logic of children who haven't learned that some things can't be fixed just by being present. Jay stepped forward. Do you know our mama from work? From before you were born, Min-seok said carefully. We were friends. Are you still friends? He looked at Amara. She looked away. We're trying to be, he said. Minho hadn't spoken. Just watched, evaluated, saw something that made his small face harden. You made Mama cry, he said suddenly. Not accusing, stating fact. A long time ago, I remember. Impossible. Minho would have been too young, but Amara's expression confirmed it. Somehow her eldest son had carried the memory of her grief, had absorbed it even as an infant, held it, protected her. You're right, Min-seok said quietly. I did, and I'm sorry. Are you going to make her cry again? The question held weight beyond its words. This child, his child, was asking if Min-seok was safe, if he could be trusted, if showing up now meant staying, or just another kind of leaving. I'm going to try not to, Min-seok answered honestly, but I can't promise I won't make mistakes. Minho studied him with eyes that were mirrors. Then slowly he nodded. Not forgiveness, not trust, just acknowledgement. Amara exhaled shakily. Okay, who wants to play on the swings? Yara and Jay took off immediately. Minho lingered, then followed, leaving Min-seok and Amara standing in a park in Athens, watching 3 children who were theirs and not theirs, together and separate. Everything and nothing all at once. They're incredible, Min-seok whispered. I know. You did that. All of it. Without me. I had to. He watched Jay push Yara on the swing, her laughter bright enough to hurt. Watched Minho organize some game with the careful authority of an oldest child who'd learned responsibility too young. What do I do now? He asked. Amara didn't look at him. That depends. Are you here for an hour because it makes you feel better? Or are you here because you're actually willing to blow up your entire life to be their father? I don't know yet. Then figure it out. Her voice cracked. Because they deserve better than another man who leaves. They deserve better than you showing up, playing dad for 60 minutes, then disappearing back to your empire and your wife and your real life. This is real. Is it? She finally looked at him. Because from where I'm standing, you're a tourist in their lives. You get to visit, feel things, then go home to comfort and power while we go back to struggling. The words hit like bullets. Because she was right. He had a villa, a wife, an empire, security and wealth and everything money could buy. And they had a budget hotel, 3 kids sharing 1 bed, a mother working herself to exhaustion. Let me help, he said. Financially. I don't want your money. Steel in her voice. I want you to decide if you're brave enough to actually be present. Not write checks from a distance, not play pretend in parks, actually show up, daily, messily, imperfectly. I have responsibilities, so do I. I have 3 children who need me every single day. But I show up. I don't get to choose when it's convenient. Yara called from the swings. Min-seok, come push me. His name in his daughter's voice. He walked over, pushed the swing, heard her shriek with joy, and felt his carefully constructed empire begin to crack. The hour became 2, then 3. Amara didn't stop him, just watched as Min-seok awkwardly navigated fatherhood in a public park, pushing swings, helping build sandcastles, listening to Jay's elaborate stories about superheroes and dragons. Minho stayed wary, kept close to his mother, watched Min-seok with an intensity that felt like judgment. He wasn't wrong to judge. Around noon, Yara got hungry, declared loudly that she wanted ice cream and wouldn't accept any alternatives. "We'll get lunch at the hotel," Amara said gently. "But I want ice cream now." Classic 5-year-old logic. "There's a place across the street," Min-seok offered. "My treat?" Amara's jaw tightened. But Yara was already tugging his hand, and Jay had joined the campaign, and even Minho looked vaguely interested. They crossed to a small cafe, ordered ice cream, sat at an outdoor table like something resembling a family. Min-seok paid with a black card that made the server's eyes widen. Amara noticed, said nothing. But he felt the judgment. Here he was, dropping money he'd never miss on ice cream while she counted every euro. Yara got chocolate all over her face. Jay tried to eat his cone upside down and created a disaster. Minho ate neatly, methodically, watching everything. "You're very quiet," Min-seok said to him. "I'm thinking." "About what?" "About why you're here." Direct, unflinching. "Mama said you're an old friend, but friends don't make people cry like you made her cry." Amara went pale. "Minho." "It's okay," Min-seok interrupted. He met his son's eyes. "You're right. I wasn't a good friend. I left when I should have stayed. And your mom had to do everything alone because of my choices. Why'd you leave? How do you explain empire and violence and inherited destiny to a 5-year-old? I thought I had to be someone else, someone harder. And I thought being that person meant leaving people behind. That's dumb." Despite everything, Min-seok almost laughed. "Yeah, it was. Are you still dumb?" "Probably. But I'm trying to be less dumb." Minho considered this. Then, "Okay. Not forgiveness, not even acceptance. Just, okay, progress." Jay, oblivious to the heavy conversation, launched into a story about a bird he'd seen that morning. Yara added commentary. The moment softened. And for 3 minutes, Min-seok sat at a cafe table with his children and almost believed normal was possible. Then his phone rang. Yuna. His stomach dropped. He let it ring. Once. Twice. Amara noticed. "You should answer." "It's fine." "No, it's not. Your real life is calling." Bitter. Accurate. The phone stopped ringing. Started again, immediately. That meant emergency. "Excuse me," he muttered, standing. Walked a few steps away. Answered. "Where are you?" Yuna's voice was tight, controlled, dangerous. "Out. Why?" "Because your second-in-command called me. Me, asking where you were, asking why you weren't responding to urgent messages." A pause. I covered. "Said you were dealing with food poisoning. But Min-seok, he's suspicious. And if he's suspicious, other people will be too. His empire, cracking already. I'll handle it. You're with them, aren't you? No point lying." "Yes." Silence. Then, "You need to come back, now, before this becomes a problem we can't fix." He looked back at the table. At Jay showing Yara how to stack napkins. At Minho watching him with those knowing eyes. At Amara, exhausted and beautiful, and trying so hard to hold everything together. "I need more time." "You're out of time." Yuna's voice dropped. "My father called again. He's heard rumors about you being seen with a woman and children in Athens. He's asking questions." Ice flooded his veins. "Yuna, I told him it was mistaken identity. But Min-seok? He's sending people to check, to make sure our honeymoon is legitimate. They'll be here by tonight. Fuck. I can fix this." "How? By introducing them to your secret family? By explaining that you've been playing house in parks while your empire burns?" She wasn't angry, just factual. "You have to choose, right now, them or everything else." The ultimatum he'd known was coming. "I need no more time, no more maybes. Choose." She hung up. Min-seok stood on an Athens sidewalk, watching his children eat ice cream, and felt every choice he'd ever made converge into this single moment. His phone buzzed again. Message from his second. Boss. Situation critical. Need orders. Where are you? Another from Yuna. Car's coming for you in 30 minutes. Be ready. Another from an unknown number. We know about the woman and kids. Interesting development. We should talk. JJ rival family. Enemy territory. Someone had been watching, documenting, building leverage. His children were now targets, because he'd been stupid enough to believe he could have both worlds without them destroying each other. Amara appeared beside him. What's wrong? Everything. I have to go. Her expression crumbled, then hardened. Of course you do. Amara, it's not. Don't. She stepped back. Don't explain. Don't apologize. Just go. It's what you're good at. Someone's been watching us. You and the kids might be in danger. That stopped her. What? In my world, it's not safe. And now that people know about you. He couldn't finish. Horror dawned in her eyes. You brought your war to my children. I didn't know. You never know. You never think beyond yourself and your empire and what you want. Her voice rose. People stared. I told you to stay away. I told you we didn't need this. The kids noticed, started moving toward their mother, sensing danger. Minsok's heart was breaking in real time. I'll fix this. How? By leaving again? By making us disappear? Tears streamed down her face. You don't get it. We can't disappear. We're real. We exist. And now, because of you, we're in danger. Minho reached his mother, put small arms around her waist, stared at Minsok with an expression that said, I knew you'd hurt her again. A black car pulled up to the curb. Yuna's driver. Time was up. I have to go, Minseok said, voice breaking. But I swear I'll fix this. I'll keep you safe. Just go. Amara pulled her children close. And don't come back. He got in the car, looked back once, saw his family, his actual family, standing on a sidewalk, watching him leave. Again. And this time, he'd brought monsters to their door. The car drove away. And Kang Minsok, crime lord and coward, let it. The villa felt like a tomb. Yuna met him at the door. No anger, just resignation. My father's men will be here in 2 hours. I know. They'll ask about the woman, the children. I know. If they find proof. I said I know. He snapped, immediately regretted it. Sorry. She studied him. You love her, still. Not a question. Yes. And the children? They're mine. Yuna absorbed this. Political calculations running behind her eyes. This complicates everything. I'm aware. My father will want them gone. Permanently. The word permanently hung in the air like a threat. Minsok's blood went cold. If anyone touches them, you'll what? Start a war with my family? Destroy our alliance? She moved closer. Think, Minsok. Actually think about what you're risking. He was thinking. About Yara's laugh, Minho's protective instincts, Jay's stories, Amara's exhausted strength. About finally having something worth protecting that wasn't built on blood. I can't let them be hurt. Then you need to send them away, tonight. Somewhere your enemies can't find them. Somewhere my family won't look. She was right. Keeping them close meant keeping them in danger. But sending them away meant losing the only real thing in his life. His phone buzzed. The rival family again. Cute kids. Would be a shame if something happened to them. Meet me. Midnight, the old harbor. Come alone. A threat and a summons. They had photos. Evidence. Leverage. And they'd use it. I need to handle something, he told Yuna. The rival family? He didn't bother asking how she knew. Political families always knew. Yes. Don't go. It's a trap. Probably. Then definitely don't go. I don't have a choice. He met her eyes. They have photos of Amara and the kids. If I don't meet them, they'll use it. Destroy your family's alliance. Or worse. Hurt them to hurt me. Yuna's expression softened. You really do love them. More than I knew I could love anything. She nodded slowly. Then I'll go with you. What? You heard me. If you're walking into a trap, you're not doing it alone. We're married. Strategic partnership, remember? A slight smile. Partners don't let partners get murdered in harbors without backup. Despite everything, he almost laughed. Your father doesn't need to know everything. She pulled out her phone. I'll call my security. Discreet, professional. We meet them, hear their terms, negotiate our way out. They might not be negotiating. Everyone negotiates. It's just a question of finding their price. She sounded like him. Like someone raised in power, taught to view everything as transactions. For the first time since marrying her, Min-seok felt something like respect. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. We might both die tonight. She headed for her room. Get ready. Wear something bulletproof. Midnight came faster than expected. The old harbor smelled like salt and rot and bad decisions. Abandoned warehouses loomed in darkness. Water lapped against broken docks. Perfect place for an ambush. Min-seok and Yuna arrived with 3 security guards. Discreet. Armed. Professional. A figure emerged from shadows. Male. 40s. Expensive suit that didn't belong in a place like this. Smiling like he'd already won. Kang Min-seok. And the lovely bride. How domestic. Min-seok recognized him. Park Ji-hoon. Second-tier crime family. Ambitious. Dangerous in the way small men with big plans usually were. You wanted to meet. We're here. Indeed. Ji-hoon gestured. More men appeared. 8. Maybe 10. All armed. I wanted to congratulate you on your secret family. Very touching. What do you want? Straight to business. I like that. Ji-hoon pulled out a tablet. Showed photos. Min-seok with the kids at the park. At the cafe. Amara's face clear in several shots. Evidence. Beautiful children. And the woman. She's the dancer, yes? Amara something? He pretended to think. Wonder what your new father-in-law would say about you having another family. About you lying during your wedding. About... Name your price. Yuna interrupted. Cold. Authoritative. Every inch her father's daughter. You didn't call this meeting to chat. What do you want? Ji-hoon's smile widened. Smart woman. I want territory. Specifically, the 3 blocks Min-seok controls near the port. Sign them over, and these photos disappear. That territory's worth millions. So is your reputation. Ji-hoon shrugged. Seems like a fair trade. Unless you'd prefer I send these to every news outlet in Seoul. Imagine the scandal. Crime lord's secret family. The political fallout. Min-seok's hands clenched. Yuna put a hand on his arm. Warning. Restraint. We need time to consider. No time. You have until dawn. Sign over the territory, or the world knows everything. Ji-hoon walked away. His men followed, leaving Min-seok and Yuna in the abandoned harbor, holding leverage they couldn't afford to lose. We can't give him the territory, Yuna said quietly. My father would never forgive it. And if the photos leak, he'd never forgive that either. Impossible choice. Give up territory, look weak, destroy his empire's foundation. Or refuse, let the photos leak, watch everything burn anyway. There's a third option, Min-seok said slowly. Don't. I wasn't asking permission. He pulled out his phone, made a call. His second answered immediately. Boss, I need a team. Armed. Professional. At the old harbor in 30 minutes. Sir, what? Park Ji-hoon just made a mistake. I'm correcting it. He hung up. Yuna stared at him. You're going to start a war. I'm protecting my family. By proving you're exactly the monster everyone thinks you are. The words hit hard, because she was right. He was about to solve this problem the only way he knew. With violence, power, the language his father taught him. But his children deserved better than a father who solved everything with blood. Amara deserved better than the man she'd left 6 years ago. He deserved to be better. His phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. Min-seok. Amara's voice, shaking, terrified. Someone's here, at the hotel, men with guns. They're asking about you. They have Minho. The call cut off. His world stopped. They'd taken his son, Terror was a foreign language. Min-seok had spent decades mastering fear, weaponizing it, using it, never feeling it. Fear was for victims, for weak men, for people who had something to lose. Now he understood. Fear was hearing your son's name spoken through a phone by men with guns. How many? His voice came out cold. Dead. The crime lord erasing the father. Yuna was already moving, phone to her ear, calling reinforcements. My security team is 5 minutes out. Not fast enough. He was running. Car, keys. Didn't remember getting in, just driving. Breaking every traffic law between the harbor and Amara's hotel. His phone rang again. Different number. He answered on speaker. Kang Min-seok. Unfamiliar voice. Calm. Professional. We have something of yours. If you hurt him, relax. The boy's fine. Scared, but fine. Pretty kid. Looks just like you. A pause. Jahoon sends his regards. Seems you needed extra motivation to sign those papers. Rage. Pure. Primal. The kind that made empires burn. Where? The construction site. East District. You know the one? Your family used to dump bodies there. Casual. Like discussing weather. Come alone. Bring signed transfer documents. You get your son back. Everyone goes home happy. I need proof he's alive. Sounds of movement. Then, Mama? Minho's small voice, terrified. Mama, where are you? Something inside Min-seok shattered. I'm coming, he said into the phone. To his son. To the men holding him. To the universe. I'm coming right now. 1 hour, alone. Or the boy learns what happens to loose ends. The call ended. Min-seok's hands shook on the steering wheel. Not fear anymore. Fury. They'd touched his child, threatened his son, crossed the only line that mattered. Yuna's voice through the car speaker. Min-seok, don't. It's a trap. They'll kill you both. Then they'll kill me. But I'm getting my son back. Think strategically. I'm done thinking. He slammed the wheel. I'm done with strategy and empires and all of it. They have my son, my 5-year-old son who's terrified and calling for his mother. I don't care about territory. I don't care about alliances. I care about getting him back. Silence. Then Yuna quietly. Okay. Then we do it smart. My team meets you there, surrounds the site. You go in, we provide cover. They said alone. And you believe them? She laughed bitterly. They're going to kill you regardless. At least this way you have a chance. She was right. But if they saw backup, they'd hurt Minho first. Tell your team to stay hidden. No one moves unless I give the signal. And what's the signal? Gunfire. He hung up. Pulled up to Amara's hotel. She was outside, pacing, Jay and Yara clinging to her legs. All three crying. She saw his car. Ran over. They took him. These men, they broke in and grabbed him and I couldn't stop them. Hysterical. Breaking. Min-seok, they took our baby. He got out, pulled her close, felt her shake against him. I'm getting him back. How? You don't even know where... They called, gave me a location. He pulled back, met her eyes. I need you to stay here. Keep Jay and Yara safe. Lock the door. Don't open it for anyone except me. I'm coming with you. No. Firm. They want me. I go alone. Trade myself for Minho. Everyone comes home. You'll die. Probably. Then I die getting our son back. Amara's face crumpled. I can't lose both of you. You won't. I promise. A lie. He had no idea if he'd survive. But she needed to hear it. I'll bring him home. He kissed her forehead. Quick. Desperate. Maybe the last time. Then he was back in the car, driving toward the construction site where his father used to dispose of problems, where he'd become a problem that needed disposing. The site was abandoned. Half-built structures like skeletons in darkness. Perfect for an ambush. Min-seok parked. Got out. Empty-handed except for his phone. No transfer documents. No intention of signing anything. Just a father walking into hell to get his son back. Min-seok, Jahoon's voice echoed from somewhere above. So glad you could make it. Did you bring the paperwork? Where's my son? Straight to business. I appreciate that. Movement. Lights blazed. Min-seok squinted. Ji-hoon stood on a second-floor platform, holding Min-ho by the arm. His son. Alive. Tear-stained but breathing. Daddy? Min-ho's voice broke him. You came. First time hearing that word from his child's mouth. Worth dying for. I'm here, buddy. I'm right here. Ji-hoon smiled. Touching. Really. But we had a deal. Documents for the boy. I don't have them. The smile vanished. Excuse me? You heard me. I'm not signing over territory, but I'm offering you something better. And what's that? Me. Let my son go. Take me instead. I'm worth more as leverage anyway. Ji-hoon laughed. You think I'm stupid? The moment I let him go, your hidden security team opens fire. So he'd known about Yuna's backup. No team. Just me. Liar. Ji-hoon pulled a gun, pressed it to Min-ho's head. Min-seok's world stopped. Last chance. Documents, now. Or I paint this construction site with your son's brain. Min-ho whimpered. Tried to be brave. Failed. And Min-seok made a choice. Not the strategic one. Not the smart one. The only one that mattered. Okay, you win. I'll sign. Ji-hoon's smile returned. Smart man. Documents? In my car, let me get them. Nice try. Send your boy down first. Then you bring papers. A trade. Min-seok nodded. Watched Ji-hoon push Min-ho toward the stairs. His son stumbled down. Ran. Crashed into Min-seok's arms. I've got you. Min-seok whispered. Held his son. Felt small arms around his neck. I've got you. Touching. Now the papers. Min-seok set Min-ho down. Looked at him. Memorized his face. Run. Back to the car. Drive to Mama. Don't stop. Don't look back. But Daddy? Run. Now. Min-ho ran. Min-seok turned back to Ji-hoon, who was laughing. You really thought I'd let you both leave? You're dumber than I thought. Guns rose. Multiple. From shadows. Min-seok had known. But his son was safe. Running. Getting away. That's all that mattered. Any last words? Ji-hoon asked. Min-seok smiled. Yes. Signal. Chaos. Yuna's security team opened fire from hidden positions. Ji-hoon's men scattered. Bullets shredded the night. Min-seok dove behind concrete. Pulled his own gun. Had been armed the whole time, hidden. Father and crime lord merging into one purpose. Survive. The firefight lasted 4 minutes. Felt like hours. When the dust settled, Ji-hoon lay dead. His men scattered, or dead or wishing they were. Min-seok stood in the center of it. Breathing. Bleeding from a shoulder wound. Alive. Yuna's team secured the perimeter. And Min-seok realized what he'd just done. Started a war. Killed a rival family's heir. Crossed lines that couldn't be uncrossed. All for a 5-year-old who'd called him daddy for the first time. Worth it. Yuna appeared. Surveyed the carnage. My father's going to hear about this. I know. He'll demand explanations. I know that too. She studied him. Blood-stained, exhausted, completely unrepentant. You've changed. Have I? The man I married would have negotiated, found a strategic solution. You just slaughtered your way through a problem. She paused. For a child you met yesterday. For my son. The distinction mattered. Yuna nodded slowly. What now? Good question. His phone rang. Amara. He answered. Min-ho's here. He's safe. He's... She broke down. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm coming back. Okay. We'll be here. He hung up, looked at Yuna. I need to end this, tonight, before more people come for them. End it how? The only way my world understands. Completely. She understood. You're going to war. I'm protecting my family. By becoming the monster they're afraid of? If that's what it takes. Yuna was quiet for a long moment. Then, my father will side against you. Our alliance will break. You'll be fighting everyone. I know. You'll lose everything you built. I know. For them? For a woman who told you to leave and 3 kids you barely know? He thought about Minho calling him daddy, about Yara's fearless smile, about Jay's stories, about Amara's exhausted strength. Yes, for them. Yuna nodded, removed her wedding ring, held it out. Then you should have this back, because I won't be part of what comes next. He took the ring. I'm sorry. Don't be. You're finally being honest. She almost smiled. I hope they're worth it. They are. She walked away, left him standing in blood and bodies in the ruins of his strategic marriage. And Min-seok felt free for the first time in years. He returned to the hotel at dawn. Amara opened the door, saw his face, his wounds, the exhaustion. Is it over? Not yet, but Minho's safe. You're all safe. That's what matters. She pulled him inside, patched his shoulder wound with shaking hands. Didn't ask questions about the blood. The kids were asleep, all 3 in one bed again. Minho in the middle, holding his siblings, protecting them, even in sleep. Min-seok stood in the doorway, watched them breathe. I'm leaving my empire, he said quietly. Amara froze. What? Everything. The organization, the territory, the life. I'm walking away. Min-seok. They'll always be targets if I stay, always in danger. I can't. His voice broke. I can't watch them grow up afraid. Can't have them looking over their shoulders. Can't be the reason they get hurt. You'll have nothing. I'll have them, if you'll let me. Amara stared at him, processing, understanding what he was offering. Everything for nothing. Power for presence. Empire for family. They don't know you. I'll learn them, slowly, carefully, however long it takes. I don't trust you. I know. I'll earn it. You'll fail. You'll get restless. You'll miss the power. Maybe. Probably. But I'll fail forward. I'll be here. Daily. Imperfectly. Actually present. Tears streamed down her face. Why now? Why not 6 years ago? Because 6 years ago I was a coward. I chose empire over love because I didn't know how to be anything except what my father made me. He met her eyes. But yesterday when they took Minho, I realized something. I've built this entire life on fear and power, and it's hollow, empty. Nothing in it matters except them. Pretty words. I love you. Simple. True. I loved you 6 years ago, and I love you now, and I'll love you tomorrow even if you hate me. And I love those 3 kids sleeping in there even though I barely know them. And I want... He stopped. Started again. I want to be their father. Really be it. Not just the guy who shows up, the guy who stays. Silence. Dawnlight filtered through cheap hotel curtains, and Amara made a choice. Okay. Okay? You get 1 chance. 1. You mess it up, you leave again, you hurt them. We're done. Forever. No second chances after this. I understand. And you prove it. Not with words, with time, with showing up, with being the man they deserve. I will. She didn't look convinced, but she was letting him try, and that was more than he deserved. 6 months later. New York felt different when you weren't running an empire. Min-seok rented a small apartment. 3 bedrooms. Nothing fancy. The kind of place where normal families lived normal lives. He'd liquidated everything, sold territory to rivals, walked away from the organization. Some people thought he was crazy. Others thought he was weak. He didn't care. He spent his days learning fatherhood, school drop-offs, homework help, bedtime stories that he fumbled through but got better at. Minho warmed up slowly, started calling him dad instead of Min-seok. Small victories. Jay never stopped talking, told him everything, required actual attention and presence. Min-seok learned to give both. Yara still had the most fearless smile he'd ever seen, trusted him completely, broke his heart daily with how easily she loved. Amara remained cautious, watched him, tested him, made him earn every moment. He earned them. Some days were hard. He missed the power sometimes. The clarity of decision-making backed by force. The simplicity of fear-based respect. But then Yara would climb into his lap during movie night, or Jay would ask him to play superheroes, or Minho would quietly take his hand crossing the street, and the empire he'd lost felt insignificant compared to what he'd gained. Amara found him one evening on their apartment balcony, watching the city. Not with ownership anymore, just observation. "You okay?" she asked. "Yeah, just thinking. About? About how I used to control half this city. And now I can barely control 3 kids' bedtime routine." She laughed, soft, real. "Regret it?" He turned, looked at her, really looked. 6 months of rebuilding trust, of showing up, of choosing them daily. Not even a little bit. Liar. You miss it sometimes. Sure, sometimes. Honest. But I missed you more. Missed them more. Missed the version of me that could be something other than what my father made. She moved closer. First time in months. Let him pull her against him. "The kids love you," she said quietly. "I love them. I know, I see it. Every morning when you make their lunches. Every night when you check on them twice. Every moment you choose us. Always." She tilted her head up. Kissed him. Soft, careful, testing. He kissed back. Gentle, patient. Letting her set the pace. When she pulled away, she was smiling. "We're okay. Not perfect. But okay. Okay is good." "Yeah, it is." Inside, Minho called. "Dad, Jay broke my Lego tower again." Jay's voice. "It was an accident." Yara. "I saw everything. He did it on purpose." Chaos. Beautiful chaos. Minsock looked at Amara. She looked at him, and they laughed. Then went inside. Mediated Lego wars. Read bedtime stories. Tucked 3 kids into beds. Kissed foreheads. Became the family they'd never planned but chose anyway. Later, alone in their room, Amara asked, "Do you ever wonder what would have happened if you'd known? 6 years ago? Every day. And I think I would have failed them back then. I wasn't ready. Wasn't brave enough to choose them over Empire." He pulled her close. "I needed to lose everything to understand what actually mattered. That's a painful way to learn. Worth it, though." She settled against him. "Yeah, it is." They fell asleep like that. 2 people who'd found each other twice, lost each other once, and were building something better from the ruins. Down the hall, 3 kids slept. Minho dreaming seriously. Jay sprawled everywhere. Yara clutching her stuffed bear. Safe, loved, protected. Not by empire or power or fear, just by a father who'd finally learned that the only legacy worth building was the one that called him Dad. And in a small New York apartment, far from compounds and territory wars and criminal dynasties, Kang Min-seok built his real empire, one bedtime story at a time. The end.